Well, let's take a quick look at some business news now. We can speak to Chief Analyst at GTC, Jameel Ahmad. Jameel, thanks so much for your time. If you can hear me now, if we can cross over to you. Yeah, there you are. Give us, firstly, Jameel, a look at the global markets. What's the outlook this Monday morning?
Thank you, Eve. If you look at global markets, specifically in the US, it looks like everything's very rosy because the S&P 500 and the Dow both closed at new all-time highs and hit new record highs at the end of last week. For the S&P 500, that's the 45th all-time high of 2024. So if you look at it from that backdrop, it seems that global markets seem to be very cheerful. I would look ahead, though, towards earnings season that's taking place in the United States over the coming weeks. As earnings start to be reported, we might see some more volatility in stocks, especially with the US elections now just under 1 week away. However, this week, we also have tremendous volume of expected Chinese economic data, including GDP readings and a number of other metrics that will show whether the second largest economy in the world is on track to hit the government GDP targets for 2024. And as such, I do think that this week could be a busier week for global markets rather than just drifting towards new all-time highs, which seemed to be the play last week at least.
Okay, we are in the last quarter of 2024, Jameel. You know, what will investors be looking at as the year winds down?
Yeah, another year just seems to have flown past. I think if you look at the first 3 quarters of the year, we've been looking very specifically at inflation as well as central bank policy. Now, the final quarter of the year, we're definitely looking at the US elections in just under 1 month from now. That's tremendous financial market risk, not just for this quarter, but also for what the 2025 onwards might look like. We also, unfortunately, are going to be watching geopolitics even closer with that situation between Israel and Iran just heating up, unfortunately, by the day. And we're also going to be looking at the macroeconomic data because, as mentioned in the previous question, markets have drifted to all-time highs based on central bank policy, but that's also been based on the expectation that lower interest rate policy should be the medicine that economies need to improve their momentum. If data does not start picking up, though, investors are going to be more concerned that actually it's not just interest rate policy that's the medicine that's needed for the world economy. There's all sorts of different medicines that might be required. And that's why I think the final quarter 2024 won't be the same momentum on fronts as what we saw for the first 3 quarters.
Okay, so interest rate policies, central bank policies might impact the end of the year. But in the shorter term, is there economic data we should be keeping an eye on this week, Jameel?
Definitely China. This week's going to be very busy. Actually, we're going to take less focus on the United States macroeconomic data this week. And we also have a number of other UK economic data metrics, including jobs reports, inflation. We have a few different EU economic data readings as well. So I think that this week we're going to see a number of different dominoes that we're going to be watching. Whereas over the past couple of weeks, we've been looking very firmly at the United States. And I think that that's going to be widening the net for this week.
Okay, Jameel Ahmad of GTC, thanks so much, as always, for your time. We're going to have to take a very quick break now here on Daybreak, but we're back in just a few minutes with all the latest updates. Stay with us.